So, hello students, as we have already discussed the chapter 2, now let's discuss the MCQ of chapter 2. Okay, chapter 2 of history. Let's practice the MCQ section. Who first deciphered the Brahmi script in 1838? Alexander Cunningham, James Prinsep, Mortimer Wheeler, John Marcy. So the correct answer is James Prinsep. James Prinsep, an official of the East India Company, was the first to successfully decipher Brahmi and Kharosthi script in 1838, which unlocked the reading of Asokan inscriptions. This is one of the most repeated facts in exam. So please remember this. Coming to the next question, that is question number 2. Which empire is regarded as the first to attempt integrating a large and diverse territory into a unified political entity? That is the Mauryan Empire. The Mauryan Empire, founded by Chandragupta Maurya around 321 BC, generally regarded as the first empire to attempt integrating a very large and diverse territory under one political authority in the Indian subcontinent. Okay. Now coming to the next question, that is, which text traditionally attributed to Kautilya is key source for modern administrative history? Indika, Arthashastra, Mudra Rakshas, and Ras Tarangani. So as we already know that Arthashastra is written by Vishnugupta or Kautilya. Indika is written by Megasthenes. Who has written Mudra Rakshas? That is Visakdatta. And Ras Tarangani is written by Kalhan. The Arthashastra, traditionally attributed to Kautilya, also known as Chanakya, is a major source for understanding modern administration. Though scholars note it was likely compiled added to over centuries rather than written entirely by one author. But हमें किसी के बारे में written record नहीं मिला है. Okay. Now the next question is, who was the Greek ambassador at the Mauryan court known for his account Indica? So, as I have told you multiple times that this was Megasthenes who wrote Indica. ओके आप मुझे बताओ कि इंडिका कौन से लैंग्वेज में लिखा गया है? Megasthenes was the Greek ambassador sent by Seleucus Nicator to the Mauryan court of Chandragupta Maurya. Megas His account, known as Indika, survives only in fragments quoted by later writers. Most Asokan inscriptions were compiled in which language? So the language that was very known to everyone, that was Prakrit. So Prakrit में ही वो लोग लिखा करते थे ताकि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग पढ़ पाए. Modern inscriptions were composed mainly in Prakrit, written in the Brahmi script across most of the subcontinent, though in the northeast they used Kharosthi, and in some western areas Aramaic and Greek scripts were also used, reflecting regional administrative practices. Okay. Now the next question is, Asoka's Dhamma is best understood as exam options: a specific reference to Buddhism only, a set of ethical principles applicable to people of all beliefs, a tax collection system, a military strategy. So the correct answer will be a set of ethical principles application to the people and all beliefs. Okay. So I hope you all are reading the chapter 2 and also try to study the summary of this chapter. Okay, now the next is, which war was believed to have caused Ashoka's shift toward the policy of Dharma? This was the Kalinga War, very famous. So can you tell me Kalinga War is mentioned in which edict? Rock Edict 13. Please do not forget this, that Rock Edict 13 was the one in which Ashoka was famous. Okay. Now the next question, that is, apart from Patliputra, which were the main provincial capitals of Mauryan Empire? That is तक्षशिला, उज्जैनी, सुवर्णगिरी एंड तोशाली। फिर से मैं मैप बना के आपको बता देती हूँ कि कहाँ कहाँ ये सारा जो है हमारा कहाँ कहाँ सिचुएटेड था। Okay, so Takshila was here, this one. Ujjaini is here, Suvarnagiri and Toshali. So here on this map of India, I have elaborated all the four main provincial capitals of the Mauryan Empire. Inscriptions recording grants of land or villages often okay. Now the next inscriptions recording grants of land or villages often to Brahmanas are known as land grant or charter inscriptions. Which inscription is a major source of inspiration for reign and achievements of Samudragupta? That is Prayag Prasasti. Allahabad Prayag Prasasti is also called as Allahabad pillar inscription of Samudragupta. Which Chinese traveler visited India in the 7th century CE and left an account of Harshvardhana's reign, especially Nalanda? That is Fahian Zhuangzang. इसका स्पेलिंग ऐसे भी होता है Zhuangzang. So you can write both of these spellings, okay? The Chinese pilgrim Zhuangzang, Huan Zizang, traveled to India in the 7th century CE, mainly to visit Buddhist centers of learning, and most notably Nalanda which is in present-day Bihar, and left a detailed account of political and religious conditions. Okay, now let's discuss the last question, that is question number 12. Here, which of the following is not a source historians use for studying the Mauryan or Gupta period cover in this chapter? So कौन सा source वो इस क्वेश्चन में नहीं है जो ये लोग यूज नहीं करते, that is आईने अकबरी. So आईने अकबरी is from the period of medieval India, and आईने अकबरी is very famous during the reign of King Akbar. So why to take this? Okay, now historians largely rely on Ain-e-Akbari compiled by Abul Fazl in the 6th century as a part of the Akbarnama. For detailed data on Mughal administration, revenue, provinces, not for the Mauryan or Gupta period, which rely on inscriptions, texts like the Arthashastra and traveler accounts. Okay, so this was the final question. Okay, let's bind up students. Thank you for today. We will discuss the next chapter, chapter 3, in the next video. So stay tuned to Sakshi Knowledge Hub. Thank you.